Donald Trump just gave what may have been the most unhinged speech yet. This one was in Potterville, Michigan. The topic was supposed to be about the economy, but Donald Trump started talking about how Al Capone liked killing people. Play the clip.
In the last year, I think I had 9 indictments, far more than Alphonse Capone, who was quite well known in Chicago and the environs. He liked killing people. But he had nothing like me. 9 times.
Then Donald Trump just started talking about beautiful young daughters. Play the clip.
Thank you. Great job. What a beautiful young daughter. What a beautiful young daughter.
Donald Trump then brags that he must be a great speaker because he speaks for so long. Play the clip.
So bad. I saw her make a speech. It was so bad. And after they get off, this was one of the greatest performances we've ever seen in our country. With me, I make a speech. I speak for 2 hours. Everybody loves it. I got thousands of people, by the way, outside trying to get in. They never said Trump's a great speaker. I don't even want that, but I must be a great speaker, right? I must. We got thousands of people.
Donald Trump then says, "Who wants to sleep in public?" Just kind of randomly. Play this clip. You do. You fall asleep during your criminal trial. You fell asleep at the RNC. I don't even know what in the world he's saying here. Play this clip.
Well, do we have a president? He just got back from California. He was supposed to go to the White House. He never got there. He went to Delaware and he's laying on a beach sleeping all day long. No, seriously, who the hell wants to sleep? And who wants to sleep in public? He's sleeping. Do you think President Xi of China is at a beach sleeping? Do you think Kim Jong-un is sleeping from North Korea with his nuclear weapons all over the place? They don't sleep.
And Donald Trump says Vice President Kamala Harris has 19 different names. Play this clip.
And nobody really knows her. They were doing something, the man on the street, they said, "You know Harris?" Everyone's saying, "Who the hell is Harris?" Nobody knows who Harris is. What's the vice president's name? They have no idea what the name is. Now, the name Kamala it's a little complex because about 19 different ways of pronouncing it, right? But Kamala is, at least it's a name you sort of remember. You can't use Harris because nobody knows who the hell Harris is. Who's Harris? We want somebody they know. And, one of the reasons they don't know, she did a lousy job. She was
Yes, folks, this is supposed to be a speech on the economy. And this is what he's saying. He goes and once again talks about how getting the Medal of Freedom by his donors is better than the Medal of Honor for those who served in our military courageously and many of who died. Play this clip.
I always say there are 2 awards, is the Medal of Honor and oftentimes is posthumously where, they're not there. Oftentimes they've died in battle and they're getting the award. And then you have the civilian version, the Presidential Medal. And I always say I'd rather get the Presidential Medal because the guys that came in, other than you and a few others, oftentimes they've suffered greatly, right? They've suffered greatly or they're not around. But it's our highest award and it's an honor to have you here. And I'm very proud that I was able to give you the award. Thanks, James.
Donald Trump then says that he's treated more unfairly than Abraham Lincoln, and they were both shot. Play the clip.
Lost billions of dollars. Somebody said, "What do you think he lost?" I said, "Probably 2-3 billion. That's okay. I don't care." They said, "Do you think he'd do it again?" And that's the least of it. Nobody. They always say that, I don't know if you know, Lincoln was horribly treated. Jefferson was pretty horribly. Andrew Jackson, they say, was the worst of all. That he was treated worse than any other president. And I said, do that study again, because I think there's nobody close to Trump. I even got shot. And who the hell knows where that came from, right? No, these are bad people. They're sick people. We have people.
You can't make this stuff up, folks. I mean, this is, again, a speech that's supposed to be about the economy. He then says that the polls are all rigged because he's losing in all the polls. Play this clip.
Yeah, see me going up in the polls and we're leading in the polls. And I think we're leading by a lot. The polls are rigged too. The polls are rigged too. They say Donald Trump is tied. We were up massively by Biden. How would you like to be me? I spent $100 million on beating Biden. We had a debate, and everybody said, this guy's shot. They never give me credit. They say he was shot. Maybe I did a good job. Somebody said that was the greatest debate performance I've ever said. And then you know what? That I've ever seen. Said it was a CNN person. Said this is the single greatest debate performance I've ever seen. 2 days later, they forgot about that. They said he was terrible, but that's all right. Whatever it takes. But, I spent $100 million on fighting him. We weren't fighting anyone else. We weren't fighting a vice president. We didn't even know who the hell she was. And
he then attacks some NBC interviewer and says he gave an interview and they treated him very unfairly. So we should expect to see a very bad interview from NBC of him pretty soon. Play this clip.
Look, she's incompetent. She can't do an interview? It's been months. She can't. I just did an interview backstage. She was a very terrible person, but she was okay, actually. NBC fake news. It was NBC fake news. She asked me about all sorts of things. She asked me about abortion, and I handled it very nicely because you know what? That's so overplayed. We have abortion. We have the whole thing brought back into the states where it belongs. That's where everybody wanted it for years and years and years, and they're voting on it. And I happen to believe in the exceptions Ronald Reagan did for life of the mother, rape, incest. The exceptions, probably 90% of the people do.
Then Donald Trump has enough. They cut out of Donald Trump's speech. Play this clip.
Like we're going to make our country great again.
Donald Trump hammering Kamala Harris on the economy while holding a rally in battleground Michigan. Hello, everyone. I'm Judge Janine Pirro.
Then Fox even cuts to Vice President Kamala Harris's speech, and Vice President Kamala Harris was actually talking about policy like this. Play this clip.
And unlike Donald Trump, I will always put the middle class and working class families first. Always. I come from the middle class. I know what I'm talking about.
By the way, she was in Savanah, Georgia as part of a Georgia tour that's going incredibly well. Here's another clip from Vice President Kamala Harris. Let's play this one.
Hold up for a second. Let me just say something. We are fighting for a democracy. Everyone has a right and should have their voices heard. I am speaking now, but on the subject, I will say this. The president and I are working around the clock. We've got to get a hostage deal done and get a ceasefire done now.
I'll show you one more clip so you can see the contrast. Let's play this one.
And he would create a national anti-abortion coordinator and force states to report on women's miscarriages and abortions. It's right there in Project 2025. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Simply put, they are out of their minds.
Folks, tell me what you think in the comments. Just want to give you the facts. Just want to show you what it is they're saying. Let me know what you think about those speeches. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.